Hello, what did you get up to this weekend?
I came top 32 at UK Nats with Striker TENPAI.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good Nats. I can't remember the matchups, but I lost to Simon He, a friend who made me go first. So thank you, Tyler. And then I lost to Blue Eyes in top 32. But yeah, I think the deck's got really good matchups into like Ryzeal and Mitsu Ryzeal stuff. So it was, and it's my current favorite deck. So very fun. But yeah, to the list.
All right, to the list.
So main deck. This is pretty standard, I think, most of it. Triple Genroku, double Hydra, one Chandra. This is the only reason it really differs, which is double Fadra, which is interesting. I don't like Dora Dora, mostly because I feel like if it gets interrupted, I don't like having a body that can't quick synchro, doesn't have that effect, so I prefer having all TENPAI lists for Fire Dragons. I also thought the second Fire comes up enough, and I don't think it's easy enough to get into Promethean Princess if you're on the back foot, so sometimes it's nice to just, even if it's at the top, you normal summon, and then you just go into a TENPAI combo instead of trying to link up into Promethean Princess. That's my thinking on it, basically. And then obviously to finish off with Kaimen, summoning and terraforming. Then for the little striker engine, we've got triple engage, one anchor, one burst of spreaders, and one of the drones. A little bit underwhelming. I think honestly it was mostly droll bait, which wasn't great, or ash bait. So I think in the future I might cut sort of like one strike, one sort of engage, and one of the drones on the afterburners, just to make it more streamlined. This should just be made to get heater and nothing else more. But yeah, it was okay. It was just wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, but it was okay. And then into the breakers, we've got triple Slayer, so the double Storm, Harpies, and Raigeki. I really like these, like 4 specifically. They're all searchable thrusts. I like very often if you use like sort of lightning storms, break a back row or front row. If they then resolve anything with monster effects, you thrust into the other 2 and just basically break the board or break what's left. So I like having the option of basically those 2 plus this, and obviously Slayer was amazing. It's absolutely goated. Any Ryzeal board does not matter. It's just so good. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And then on to the sort of cards like consistency cards, sort of. So you got double thrust and 1 talent. I was on 3 of these. You could easily run 3 of these. It's just a bit clunky with 3 of them, so I replaced the 3rd one with a prosp. And if I'm honest, I didn't see prosp all weekend, so it didn't matter. And then finishing off, you got Cool Buy, and then one of my favourite cards at the moment is Salesman. It's a real good like pseudo breaker, but it's also fantastic if you want to sort of like bait out any interruptions, or just say like I will lose to Droll this turn. I will call Droll, and I can't lose this turn, and it's really good. So I really enjoyed it, but it's really good into like obviously calling Murakumo or Detonator or whatever. So. And then on the hand traps, pretty limited hand traps, but pretty obvious. 3 Fua, 3 Pua, and triple Impulse. Not keen on Raigeki, mostly because I'm playing a bit of a striker engine, and I thought it was a bit of a clunky bit. Droll is kind of a weird conflict of interest if you want to draw cards with these, and I didn't really like that. So yeah, it's that's kind of it. That's all I would run. Maybe another Meows would be good if I had them, but I don't have them, so whatever. And then extra deck, pretty basic stuff again. 2 Bidents, 1 Sangan, 1 Trident. You could cut one of those. I was just scared of Unicorn, so I didn't want to use the Unicorn, so I made sure there was 2 of those at least. Then we've got generic links. You got Swanses, a Little Knight, Kita, Princess, and obviously Kagari. Yeah, I think it's nice to run a Little Knight just as like another option if you impulse instead of that. That's obviously a great line to get into Genrokus and stuff like that, and it's all pretty self-explanatory really. And then these aren't very good. These are my Slayer targets. So 1 Odd Eyes, 1 Aggregator, Bucephalus, and the Agrua. Like, you could say these aren't good because this just loses you to Droll, that loses you to Droll. That's amazing, that's the best card. And when I was building the deck, I had a small Pyral panic, and I forgot all the synchro decks that exist. So I was like, oh, I don't need to put them along. I'm sure I won't meet any other synchro decks.
And what did you lose to the top 32?
I lost to Blue Eyes.
There we go.
So yeah, that it did mildly come up. And then I've also got 2 Super Poly targets because I'm running Super Poly in the side, so Maliss target and Stuno. And so was the Guru, obviously.
Cool.
And then side, we've got 3 of the Spolly, 3 of the Lancia, both quite good into Maliss. And my thinking was that, you know, if I'm going first, I'd side out all the Slayers and put those in. And that was really nice, that worked quite well. Also, if I'm going into pure Mitsu, the Slayers don't do anything and that's a better option. So that was thinking of those. And then X's Encore, because we don't want to lose into Caspell. This also did it quite nicely into, I think, a Caesar and or a Detonator, can't remember, but it was quite nice for that. And then the MVP of the deck, Heatwave, absolutely fucking love Heatwave, so good, won me so many games. It was a really weird sort of tournament. I started the day by thinking people would side to make me go first, and they didn't, so I decided this in by like mistake, and then they'd go first. Had some sort of bricky hands, and I'd main phase 1, I would just Heatwave, and then next turn kill them. And so by the end of the day, I was siding, knowing I was going to go second, so siding this in anyway with six Molcharmies, Molcharming them. They leave a mediocre board with some weird back row, and then Heatwave. I did a counter. Harpy's Featherstorm. They Harpy Featherstormed me, and then my main phase I Heatwaved them, and that was very, very funny. So yeah, it was a really, really good card. I do love it. And then this sucks ass. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, shout out to Bristol lot. Thank you very much. Always very good locals. Shout out to Hampshire lot, Winchester. Hopefully they'll have a locals at some point. Shout out to the ham sandwiches, of course, and everyone I tested with. So thank you, Dom, for the cameras. But yes, hope you enjoyed.
Cool. Thank you.